clipping operations, where clipping window is definitely the reason of interest. In our whole picture, whole scene, we are having whatever all the objects drawn accordingly, a good picture. A clip window is something which will specify a reason of interest that usually is the portion of the whole image. Suppose this was your whole scene, and this can be your window. So it is a portion of the whole scene. It specifies that this is the portion to be used. Maybe in viewing operation, in viewing, what happens, this is the portion which will be transformed to the viewport. Maybe for other operation, other things may be also be done, but clip window is something which will help you in recognizing the portion of the total image, the full image, recognizing the portion. This portion is of our interest. How this clip window will be specified? With the coordinates. Okay, it will have some coordinate values. Since this was your image, a whole scene, it will be in a coordinate system, right? So since it is the whole image, it is, I believe you understand, your world coordinate system, right? So here this window is there, it will definitely have some value. I believe this position will have minimum x as well as minimum y, right? So let me write it as x window minimum as well as y window minimum, and similarly this position will also have x minimum, x maximum and y minimum. However, here what will happen? You will have the x maximum and xw maximum and yw maximum. Similarly, at this place x is minimum and y is maximum, right? So having these four values, x min, y min, x max, y max, these values will define a window. So this is one information about the clipping window, clip window, let me call it. Then there comes an algorithm, we call it clipping algorithm. This algorithm will go through your scene and find it out what are the portions of the picture which comes inside the window and that comes outside the window. Okay, very simple thing. So this is your clipping algorithm. If we are talking about what can be the input, so input will be your whole scene as well as the window coordinates. Okay, then this procedure will work and it will produce some output. What do you think? What will be the output? Output will be whatever is there inside this window, right? The portion of your scene which is inside the window. Now this scene, if this scene comprised of some polygons, some lines, some points or some text also, whatever it was, they all will be clipped. Okay, if a line was moving like this, it will be clipped from here. Only this portion of the line will be kept. Okay. So whatever the, suppose this was a line, suppose xy was the line. So while describing your scene, you have given a list of lines. One of the line was xy, right? In the output, you may have the list of lines. One of the line will be, let me call it x dash. Okay, so it is x dash y. Okay, let me call it p, otherwise may be confusing. P dash or p2. So p dash p2. This is a line. So whatever is coming inside the window, so only that portion of the scene will be given as output. It may also depend on your algorithms. If you want only the clipped portion, that is also possible. You may also want two separate part of the scene. One part having what is inside the window and the rest of the part. That is also possible. Okay. Having known about these things, let me tell you what are the different clipping algorithms may be possible. One can be point clipping. Point clipping. One can be line clipping. Another can be area clipping, curve clipping, and text. Whatever can be there in a scene, we can clip it. Very simple. So let us start with understanding of point clipping. Okay. You try to tell me what can be considered as a point clipping algorithm. Can you guess? In point clipping, what is happening? We have all the point clipping. Let me start from here. All the point clipping can also be implemented on a complex diagram where more pixels are painted. But if more pixels are painted, in that case other algorithms are also available to be used. The main aim of point clipping is what? Is to find out those points which are coming inside the window. So it may be more feasible to use point clipping in such application where the scene is comprised of points. So if we have these points and from these points we have to figure out, given a window will have definitely x min and y min, x max and y max. So for each pixel you will have some coordinate x and y, right? So you can judge for each pixel whether it is inside the window or not. If the pixel is inside the window, you will make it visible. Maybe if you need to store it in a list, or maybe if you are having a frame buffer, you are storing something there, you can whatever your way is. But the thing is, you can select these points to be displayed and these points not to be displayed. Okay, so what are you doing here? For each point you are checking a condition. Okay, what the condition can be? Your condition is the value of x should be between x minimum to x maximum, right? It should be greater than equal to x minimum, and it should be less than equal to x maximum. Similarly, the value of y should be between y minimum to y maximum. Value of y should be between y minimum to y maximum. Having understood this thing, you can easily understand that you have to make a function. This function will definitely have these list of points, okay, and these coordinates x min, y min, x max, y max. These list of points means the list of x y coordinate. Okay, you have a list of x y coordinates. Okay, x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. So these are the points, and given this coordinate, the value of x min, y min, x max, y max, just you have to check each pixel whether it is between this range or not. If it is between, then you will have to set a status as 1, or whatever way, whatever data structure you would try to use, you have just to specify that these pixels are inside the window and others are not. I believe it is very clear about the point clipping. Is it clear? Do you want to say something? We can use the same thing, what is given in the point clipping, the same procedure, to work on any other kind of clipping, because everything is a set of points, right? However, if in a given image there are multiple points, okay, means multiple, I should say many points, I should say more number of points, and they have a pattern, then better to use that pattern and make an algorithm which is efficient, where we need not compare each point with the condition. Okay, so let us come for line clipping algorithm. Line clipping. So I believe it is very clear what do we want in a line clipping. If we have certain lines moving here and there, okay, and then we devise a window, suppose like this, okay. Then what happens? Whatever the portion of the lines are within the window, they should only be visible, right? For that, here we have to understand few things. You can easily determine few things, like I can see one line here. This line, I believe this is totally outside of the window, right? And we can easily determine if it is outside the window. Say P1, P2. If P1 is outside the window and P2 is also outside the window, then the whole line is outside the window, right? Similarly, for this line also, suppose it is P3 and P4. So this line, if P3 and P4 both are outside the window, in that case this line is totally outside the window and need not be considered. However, the same thing for this line, you see, one endpoint is outside the window, another endpoint is also outside the window, but still it crosses somewhere through the window. So the portion where it crosses we need to find out, and that portion we need to consider to be displayed. It is very easy for those lines whose both the endpoints are inside the window. If both the endpoints are inside the window, in that case we can easily say that the whole line is inside the window. In other cases where one point is outside the window and another point is inside the window, in that case we need to find out the place where it crosses the window. Okay, where is it crossing? It is crossing on a place. It will be x min, y min. It is x max, y max. Okay, so you have to determine where this point is, right? If this point is on this left hand side, so it will cross the y axis. I will tell you how to find it out, its crossing with y axis, but for now you have to understand that where it is crossing, you have to find this position. This will definitely be something like x min and some value of y dash. Okay, and from here to here, this is a line which is inside the window. Okay, similarly for this line also, both the endpoints are outside, but still it crosses through the window, so this portion should be visible. Now how can you do that? So one algorithm is for this purpose. We call it Cohen-Sutherland. Cohen-Sutherland line clipping algorithm. Okay, it is very simple and popular. I should say the older one also. So you will definitely have a window. Let me draw line. You will have a window. Let me draw the window like this. So in this window you can see this is the window. Okay, let me show you again that this point, this part is your window. So whatever is coming inside this window is to be displayed, and whatever these are outside of this window, they are not to be displayed. So now what Cohen-Sutherland they have decided, this is the part of your window, right? So let us have a coding, okay, of 4-bit coding. Okay, 4-bit coding. One is for left, right, below and above. Okay, whatever is above here, above this more than y max, so it is above. Less than y min, it is below. Less than x min, it is left, and more than x max, it is right. So whatever is inside here, it is neither left nor right nor below nor above, so it is 0 0 0 0. This portion is not above, not below, right, but it is on right side. Okay, so right side and not left side. This portion this is 0 0 0 1. Now can you tell me what is this portion? What will be the code for this portion? 1 0 0 0. Okay, for this portion it is above 1 0 1 0. Similarly, this portion it is above, not below, and here it is on the left side. Here what it will be? Can you tell me? It is in the left below. So 0 1 0 1. Yes. Here okay. In the last one it is on the right side and below also. Done. Very good. So this is the way we have coded. Now whatever, if you have the lines passing through, let me choose a color. If you have lines passing through, okay, you can easily find the position of the endpoints. The two endpoints, suppose let us consider this part P1 P2. If both the endpoints are at the same place, in the same this thing, what does it mean? It is if at all it was already 0 0 0 0, all of these two we need not check. All, if the line, the endpoints of these of a line are both 0 0 0 0, in that case both the points are inside the window, we need not worry about them, they will already be displayed. Okay, we have to worry about those things which are outside the window. So suppose let us have a line here. The code for both the endpoints here is 0 0 1 0. Okay, or if the line is totally here, then it is 0 1 1 0. Whatever code is, it is same for both the endpoints. If this is the scenario that the code of the endpoint is not 0 0 0 0 and the code is same, in that case it means that the line is outside the window completely, and in that case we can ignore such lines. Okay. Now there comes such lines where they are passing through, means the endpoints have different codes, very simple. Okay, if the endpoints are having different code, then what we are doing, we are actually, let me think about this particular line 0 1 0 1, and let me use the second point, it was 0 1 0 0. Can you tell me, if I perform an AND operation, what will be the result? Zero one zero zero. So having this information, is it helpful in any way? Okay, otherwise it will not pass through the window. Let us try for another line. This line, it seems to be passing. Let us check for this. One endpoint is 1,0,0,0 and another is 0,0,1,0. Let us take an AND operation. It is 0, it is also 0, 0, 0. Okay, yes, it is coming like that. Okay, let us check for this line. One point is inside and one point is outside. It is 0,0,0,1, it is 0,0,0,0. So it seems like AND operation will give you 0,0,0,0, isn't it? Okay, so one thing let us confirm, that the 2 points of the line, if means definitely they will have their coding, we will perform the AND operation on the code. Okay, and if the result is not equal to 0,0,0,0, then we will leave such lines, we will not consider such lines. Okay. If the result is equal to 0,0,0,0, then we have to understand that the endpoints were outside the window, but it is passing through the window. That's why the result is 0,0,0,0. So in such case, what do we need to do? We need to clip such lines. Let me repeat again what we have seen. We have a window and we have given coding for each places. Okay, there are 9 possible places. One is inside the window, everything is 0,0,0,0. We are specifying the coding in 4 bits, with starting from the left here, from this position. Let me call it as bit 1. Okay, bit 1 is left, bit 2 is right, 3 is below and 4th is above. Okay, so using this kind of coding technique, we have coded all the 9 position. Okay, inside the window it is 0,0,0,0, other places we have already coded. Now we have also seen that if a line is there whose both endpoints are outside the window and they are both in the same region code, in that case we can specify that the line is totally outside the window. If both the endpoints are inside the window, we can say that the line is totally inside the window and need not process it. Okay, we can directly consider the whole line. And if it is outside, we can directly reject the whole line, need not process it. However, such lines which are crossing from one region to another region, it is doubtful whether it crosses through the window or not. So for such lines, we find out the endpoints, the code for the endpoints, perform the AND operation and see the result. Now whatever the result we are having, if the result is coming as 0,0,0,0, in that case we understand that the line is passing through the window. If the result is not 0, then we directly consider that the line is outside the window and we can reject this line totally. So now we have to consider only those lines whose this AND operation of endpoints is giving us 0. So we are left out with such lines only. Now for such lines, what do you need to do? Very simple. What do you need to do is, this was your window. this was your line passing, and your coordinate was there, P1, P2, right? So you need to find out this position P1 dash as well as this position P2 dash. How to find this thing? This line P1, P2 will definitely have two endpoints. Let me call it as x1, y1 and x2, y2. Okay, having this information, I can easily find out the equation of this line, right? I believe you understand y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, even if you do not remember that, one thing you can understand that there is a point here. Okay, this point is something. Can you tell me what this point is? You cannot specify the value of x, but you can specify the value of y. What is the value of y here? Yes, definitely it is y max. And you don't know about the x. Let me keep it as x. Now you understand that this point lies on this particular line. So now check it out. Okay, what you need to check? You need to check x value. X value is, you can specify your y max minus y1, okay, upon m plus whatever x1 it was. Why it is happening? Because the equation was y is equal to mx plus b, right? That's why it is happening. Okay, let me repeat it. Was it clear, or I have to say it again? See, there are two things here. In such case, we need to find the value of x. So this is how we find. Now the new position will be x y max, this position, and then we will have to find out this P2. Here we understand what will be the value of x. X will be x max, but we don't know y. Okay, so we will try to find out the value of y. What will be the value of y? It will be y1, okay, plus mx. M, it is your x max minus x1. Okay, in this case, for this example, your y1 will be y max because you are starting from here, and x1 will be x value that we have found. Okay, so these are the two equations that you have to remember, that for finding x, if it is intersecting with the horizontal line, then you will need to find x, which will be your x1 plus y minus y1 upon m. And if it is intersecting the if it is horizontal line, then you are finding x value. If it is vertical line, you will try to find y value, which is your y1 plus m into x minus x1. So using these two equations you can easily find the point of intersections, and then these 2 point of intersections will be considered inside the window, and when these 2 points are inside the window, then no further changes, no further processing will be needed. So this portion of the line will be kept as to be displayed, and other portion will be rejected. So now let me repeat it again what actually you did. You have coded all the portions around the window, and you have rejected those lines which are totally outside. First of all, those lines which were having this whose endpoints were having the same code, they were totally out, so you rejected them. And those lines whose endpoints were inside the window, you accepted them and need not process. Then those lines which were whose both the ends were outside the window, you need to process it. So you considered the code and performed the AND operation. If the AND operation result was non-zero, then you consider that it is outside the window and you rejected it. And if only those lines whose AND operation of the endpoints were 0, you considered for processing. And what was the processing? You tried to find out the intersection points with the window. Intersection points will be either with the x-axis or the y-axis. So for this you have seen two equations for finding the x and y values. If it is here, in this case you can see y was already known, you need to find x only. So this was the equation, and if you need to find y, in that case we will consider that x was already known and you will use this equation. So accordingly you will find the portion of the line which is inside the window. So therefore the line will be clipped. So in the result you will find all those lines or the portions of the lines which are inside the window. So this was your Cohen-Sutherland line clipping algorithm.